Assalamu alaikum, I am Yusuf here with today's latest news. NASA's biggest, most ambitious roving explorer landed on Mars August 5th to investigate whether the red planet was ever habitable to life. Here's the latest. Pasadena, California. A car-sized NASA rover touched down on the Martian surface late Sunday night, August 5th, executing a stunning series of maneuvers that seem pulled from the pages of a sci-fi novel. News of the one-ton Curiosity rover's successful landing came in at 10:31 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time (AS).
The successful landing is a huge moment for NASA and the future of robotic planetary exploration, which is imperiled by budget cuts. NASA is counting on Curiosity's $2.5 billion mission, which is officially known as the Mars Science Laboratory, or MSL, to generate excitement about the agency's exploration efforts and, perhaps, bring some of the lost funding back. "We're on Mars again," NASA Chief Charlie Bolden said just minutes after Curiosity touched down. "It doesn't get any better,
than this. Assessing Martian habitability, Curiosity can now get to work. Its main task is to determine if the Gale crater area is, or ever was, capable of supporting microbial life. It sports 10 scientific instruments to aid in this task, including a rock-zapping laser and gear that can identify organic compounds, the carbon-containing building blocks of life as we know it. A mysterious 3-mile-high, 5-kilometer mountain called Mount Sharp rises from Gale's center. Mount Sharp's many layers preserve a record of Mars environmental conditions going back perhaps 1 billion years or more, scientists say. Curiosity will read these layers like a book to gain insights about how the red planet has changed over time. Mars orbiting spacecraft has spotted signs of clays and sulfates, materials known to form in the presence of water in Mount Sharp's lower reaches. Since all life on Earth is intimately tied to water, Curiosity will doubtless spend a lot of time poking around the mountain's base. But the MSL team also wants the rover to climb high enough to reach the mountain's drier layers, so it can help investigate why Mars transitioned from a relatively warm and wet planet to the frigid and dry world we know today. Something happened on Mars, and it went dry, and that's what we have today. MSL Chief Scientist John Grotzinger.
"Something happened on Mars, and it went dry, and that's what we have today." MSL Chief Scientist John Grotzinger of Caltech in Pasadena told Space.com. "The question is, what was that event? What was that, Trigger? What happened environmentally? My hope is that we'll get some insight into this great desiccation event." 7 biggest mysteries of Mars. To cross the wet-dry threshold, Curiosity will likely have to climb about 2,300 feet, 700 meters up Mount Sharp. But that shouldn't be too difficult, as the mountain has relatively gentle slopes, like the huge volcanoes of Hawaii, Grotzinger said. In fact, it's possible the rover could clamber all the way to Mount Sharp's top, given enough time, officials have said. But this mountaineering feat isn't high on the MSL team's list of priorities right now. Taking it slow, Curiosity's not quite ready to go roving yet. The robot's handlers must first perform a series of checkouts to make sure the rover and its instruments are in good working condition on the Martian surface. It will likely be 2 to 4 weeks before Curiosity begins contact science operations, said MSL project manager Pete Teisinger of JPL. Such work involves examining rocks and soil with the rover's alpha particle X-ray spectrometer and its Mars hand lens imager, which functions like a high-powered magnifying glass. It will probably be 1 to 2 months before Curiosity drops the first soil samples into its internal analytical instruments, Teisinger added, and the rover likely won't be ready to
start the drive toward Mount Sharp for 2 or 3 months, Grotzinger said. On Sunday night at 10:32, okay, we will have a priceless asset that we have placed on the surface of another planet that could last a long time if we operate it correctly, Tysinger told reporters Thursday, August 2nd. And so we will be cautious as hell about what we do with it.
Curiosity's prime mission is slated to last Martian year, or roughly 2 Earth years. But the rover's plutonium power source could keep it going for a decade or more, provided key parts don't break down. Such longevity wouldn't be unprecedented for a NASA Mars rover. The twin robots Spirit and Opportunity, after all, were supposed to explore the red planet for 3 months. When they touched down in January 2004, Spirit stopped communicating with Earth in March 2010, and Opportunity is still going strong. We are going to have the opportunity for untold discoveries, Doug McQuistion, head of NASA's Mars Exploration Program, said before Curiosity's landing Sunday. It's going to be exciting with years of exploration coming. Helping save NASA planetary science, NASA is expecting big things from Curiosity. The rover's discovery should help lay the foundation for a concerted life detection mission, which would likely involve sending samples of Martian soil and rock. Is still going strong. We are going to have the opportunity for untold discoveries, Doug McQuistion, head of NASA's Mars Exploration Program, said before Curiosity's landing Sunday. It's going to be exciting with years of exploration coming. Helping save NASA planetary science, NASA is expecting big things from Curiosity. The rover's discovery should help lay the foundation for a concerted life detection mission, which would likely involve sending samples of Martian soil and rock. This request cut NASA's planetary science efforts by 20%, from $1.5 billion this year to $1.2 billion next year, with further cuts expected in the coming years. Much of this money will come out of the agency's Mars program, which sees its funding fall from $587 million this year to $360 million in 2013, and then to just $189 million in 2015. But NASA thinks this budget outlook could improve if Curiosity performs as advertised. Curiosity's discoveries might generate enough enthusiasm among the public and politicians to restore some of the lost funding, officials have said. I think the way to recover the program is to have a much broader community understand the value, and we have a huge opportunity with MCell landing, where there'll be a lot of visibility, some real discoveries, some really interesting discoveries, to talk about the exciting work that leverages the science. John Grunsfeld, NASA's associate administrator for science, said in March. Curiosity launched from Florida's Cape Canaveral Air Force Station on November 26, 2011. The mission was originally slated to blast off in 2009, but technical setbacks pushed things back 2 years to the next available Mars launch window. Michael Wall is a senior space writer with Space.com and joined the team in 2010.
I would like to see more collaboration between
primarily
China and
covers
the US and between all the nations of the world in
spaceflight,
space
and
exploration.
military
I think this is
space,
a global endeavor
but has been known to
that we're
dabble
embarking on
in the
as,
space heartbeat.
as like a world community.
His
And
book about
I
the
personally would,
search for
would
alien
sort of
life
like to see a lot
out
more
there
cooperation.
was
But there are people
published on
who are more
November
on the political
13,
side of things
2018.
who definitely worry
Before
and are more
becoming
in line with
a science
that wording of
writer,
the 2011
Michael worked as
amendment
a
that banned cooperation without a congressional
herpetologist and
approval, who
wildlife
worry that,
biologist.
this sort of cooperation
He has
could
a
lead to China
PhD in
developing,
evolutionary biology from
greater
the University of Sydney,
space capabilities,
Australia,
greater space
a bachelor's
technology.
degree from the
There are
University
people
of
on the
Arizona,
political right
and
mostly
a
who are very
graduate
worried about
certificate
China's
in
prowess
science writing
space and
from
what
the
they
University of
could end up
California,
doing with it down
Santa
the road.
Cruz.
So has this Chinese moon
To
mission inspired
find out
NASA
what his
perhaps
latest project
to conduct
is,
its own
you
trip to the
can
far side
follow
of the moon,
Michael
or
on Twitter.
was that something that was already in the works?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's explicitly like in the works. I mean, NASA has said that they like want to go explore like the lunar far side. There are a lot of reasons for it. First of all, just sheer exploration, going somewhere that we don't know very much about. But also it's very quiet on the far side of the moon. You know, it always faces away from Earth, so it doesn't have any of the noise that we're constantly blasting out into space from our transmitters, all this like radio noise that's pouring away from our planet just in the background. That doesn't get to the far side of the moon. So it's really quiet over there, and you could theoretically build a big radio telescope there and do all sorts of really interesting observations, like very cool science work. So yeah, and NASA's talked about trying to do that. I don't think it's explicitly in like sort of in their plans, but just like, I mean, a broad-based exploration of the moon, putting people back on the moon, that's definitely in NASA's plans. NASA plans to actually put boots back on the moon by like the late 2020s or thereabouts, hopefully.
And you had just said that the collaboration between China and NASA was significant. What excites you the most about it, and why do you feel that way?
Space exploration is, it's like a